What's up, guys? It's Oblivious Gamer here, and well, today I'm going to be talking about the first Berserker Khazan. Now, this is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by Action Studio and published by Nexon. This is basically a game that is a spin-off of the series Dungeon and Fighter, which is apparently a massive series. Dungeon and Fighter Online is apparently a massive game. Personally, I haven't really played that much Dungeon and Fighter Online or DFO, but I did play a lot of DNF Duel, which is a fighting game based on the Dungeon and Fighter IP, which I did have a lot of fun with. So I'm not necessarily like somebody really aware of the lore, because apparently there is a lot. Now, the first Berserker Khazan is a game that was originally going to be Project BBQ, which was something a bit different. Eventually that turned into Project AK, with the game being named Arid Chronicle Khazan, and then renamed to the first Berserker Khazan. Now, Project BBQ was something I would say I was more interested in, and it seemed a little bit more what I like versus what the first Berserker Khazan is. That doesn't mean that what I've played is not good. It's just the style and what I wanted is more what was Project BBQ. So the first Berserker Khazan is having this closed beta test. So you are able to play the game and try out some stuff. Personally, from what I've played, I did put some hours in the game. It's alright. It's not that bad. It feels really smooth. Some moments there's a bit of like dips in the frame rate, but I think overall the experience is pretty solid. Combat feels very smooth and flows very well. Now, despite this being described as an action role-playing game, this is a Souls-like game. Enemies can have their own attack patterns. You'll have to like memorize them to be good and be able to dodge or, parry them. You have your fire, where of course every time you use it, you replenish your health and your elixir or whatever gives you your health back. But when you do that, enemies respawn again. There's this element of like combat feeling in some senses, like you're trying to see what your opponent is gonna do. It's not a game where you necessarily want to mash your way through. You want to be able to dodge, parry attacks. There's this stamina gauge that's going to have a big impact in the combat, because moves use stamina, blocking use stamina, dodging use stamina. So you have to manage that. Plus, the game has an element where if you overuse it and you get hit, you get punished, and you're left in this like state where you cannot do anything until your gauge of stamina refills, or you get hit again. So the game does kind of have like a punishment event where it's like, oh, you're overusing this or you're not watching. Here's a punishment for not taking care of that. There's different weapons that you can use. As I was progressing the beta, I acquired different types of weapons. Dual wield, greatsword, spears, all unique and fun in their own ways. A big thing the game has is like skill trees, so each weapon has like a skill tree that you can get skill points and use them. At the same time, your character will have like skill trees, so you're able to like use skill points in some stuff. You do gain some abilities that you're able to use. For example, the one that I unlock is called Javelin. You're able to like generate a javelin and throw it. Below there's like a gauge, and it's like, I think it's like 5 or 6, and every time you use a javelin, you will lose one of those like symbols in the bottom. But you can get them back. They can refill very slowly, or by, going into combat and killing enemies. Also, enemies have like health bars that you can see. They have also like guard breaks. If you break their guards or stamina gauge, you are able to perform like an extra powerful attack on them. In the combat, you'll have like basically light attacks and heavy attacks, swift attacks, and like your heavy attack you can charge. It's a Souls-like. Like there's no other way to describe the game. Visually, it looks fine. I think nothing crazy. It looks alright. I think people are gonna like the way the game looks. I don't have any complaints there. For those that are curious about the story, this is about Khazan, one of the heroes who saved the Palace Empire from the Berserk Dragon Hismar and the Dragon Legion. So you play as Khazan. or the General Khazan. However, you were falsely accused of treason, and you became an outcast and condemned to exile. You're technically the ancestor of all slayers, and as you progress through the game, you'll proceed in uncovering the truth of Khazan's downfall within the Empire. And in the game, you will get possessed by a spirit at the beginning, with your horror ordeal is trying to deal with him at first, seeing how you can, like, overcome, because he's trying to possess your body. So yeah, I mean, I really wasn't expecting to like the game, because I was like, man, I really wish we have gotten Project BBQ instead of the first Berserker Khazan. It just felt something I liked a lot more. But after playing the game, I'm a bit more interested in it. Well, not interested. I'm more excited and more like, oh, I really want to see when the game comes out how it ends up being received, and if it ends up being like a whole fantastic package. Because from what I've played with the beta, it's not that bad. It's actually enjoyable. It's fun. I'm probably gonna go back and play more, which, like I said, I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to be a bit harsher, and I was expecting this game to not be as solid as it is in terms of like what the game is. It's alright. Like, I think a lot of people are gonna like the game. It's just, like I said, I would have wished something more, but it is what it is. We're here. There's no point of thinking what it could have been. Let's see what we have and deal with it. Overall, from what I've played, from me, it's a some thumbs up from first Berserker Khazan. The only downside I see for now is it's a Souls-like. Some people are tired. Some people are tired how like every game it's a Souls-like, and hoping that as the game progresses and as we see more, it does a bit more to stand itself from other Souls-like, because every game wants to do that, and I know some people are getting tired. But yeah. Overall, what are your thoughts? Have you tried the first Berserker Khazan? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.